Hi, welcome to my channel. Welcome to the special messages for May. This is all going to be about what qualities you should keep in mind and hold on to for success in May. This is one of the 3 videos that I was pulled to do for May. For some reason this morning I had no intentions of doing readings. The first one was purely goddess guidance for May. This one is going to be what qualities you should hold on to for success in May, which is using the Sacred Wealth Code Oracle, and then I'll be doing some self-love messages. I think this is all about we're getting spirit guidance on what qualities to hold on to in May, and we're supposed to self-love, of course, ourselves, but there's a new energy in May, and I think that we are being fully supported in May. There's this new energy coming in, and this is the Secret Wealth Code. So this is purely going to be, I was supposed to do 3 short videos. This is the one that's going to show you what qualities to hold on to in May to almost use the energy that you're given in May and tap into, what qualities you should hold on to so you can manifest what you want and the success in May. What qualities you can hold on to that will ensure your success. Okay, that's it. Let's see what comes out. What are the qualities that you need to hold on to and keep in mind for May for success? This could be business success, success in your relationships of all kinds. What are the qualities that we should, anyone who catches this video for May, what are the qualities? What are the archetypes? What is our secret wealth code? What other qualities? Oh, it's going to get very specific. Hold on a second. What other qualities? Okay, here we go. Wow, the Advocate. This is Saturn. And it says, I align with the greater good for all. Wow. You are to be humanitarian, resourceful. I don't even know this one. Integrous, idealistic, resilient, outspoken, opinionated, rebellious, a champion, supportive, compassionate, democratic, passionate, driven, devoted, and I align with the greater good for all. This has been coming up a lot in our readings, that as you divinely do for yourself, you're actually divinely doing for everyone else. When you're in that channel and you're aligning with the greater good for all, we're actually being told to, I keep getting all over my channel, it's like follow your own divine headlights. You're beginning to get divine guidance, divine intuition. You're following that. It's lighting up your world. You're going for things that are more in line with your heart compass. You're following that. And as you do so, you're more passionately following and doing things that you really care about, that really change you and light up your worlds and then light up the rest of the world. So it's aligning with the greater good for all. That's really powerful, actually. And these adjectives, this is what you're supposed to embody, is be humanitarian, resourceful, opinionated, outspoken, compassionate and passionate and driven, devoted, resilient, idealistic. Keep going forward as this advocate for the greater good for you, for others. That's the vein you want to be in when you go through May. The advocate. I align with the greater good for all. And what are additional? I feel like there's another one that wants to come out. What are more qualities as we are the advocate? Divinely being passionate and following our intuition and the greater good. That's a powerful card, the Advocate. And this has all been leading up to us getting more back to us and what really lights us up. And this has all been divine, too, what's been happening. This is a new energy in May. As we go forward, let's see if there's another message that we need. As we're the advocate, what are additional qualities that we should keep in mind for the greater good, for the good of ourselves, for the good of others? We remain driven and passionate and divinely led and following. Ooh, here we go. The Engineer, Mars. Wow. Every problem has a solution. Curious, productive, technical, hardworking, focused, creative, competent, practical, competitive, decisive, determined, analytical, adventurous, loyal, and generous. This is really interesting when you look at these two cards together because you're the advocate and the engineer. And the advocate is very driven by ideals almost by your inner passions, your divine intuition, your divine guidance. I align with the greater good for all. And then here is that every problem has a solution, the engineer. So you're figuring out how to make this work. What are all the parts that you need? What do you need to do? So this is both practical and idealistic together. So May is a powerful month for not only speaking up and following what you're divinely driven to do, but then also engineer it in the tangible. What's the solution to the problems? What do you need to do at every step kind of way? So you're aligning with the greater good for all, and then you're also solving these problems. So every problem has a solution. And you could be really divinely driven to find those solutions in May. So follow your, divine intuition and passions and all your ideals, and you're aligning for the greater good for all. So these qualities, this is pretty amazing. You're humanitarian, resourceful, idealistic, you're a champion, you're supportive, you're outspoken, you're passionate, driven, devoted, compassionate, but then you're also curious and productive and technical, hardworking, focused, creative, competent, practical, adventurous, determined, analytical, loved, generous, but hand in hand, there could be great solutions coming in May. This could be really going for following your divine light almost, following your divine passions, aligning with the greater good for yourself and others, finding new collaborators, because there's two people in the cards, for this greater good to show up in your world. And this is the engineer, every problem has a solution. So keep going, keep following that divine light. New solutions could be appearing almost. Like I almost feel like you can intuitively be led to doing the right thing at the right time. That's like the piece that you need, or finding the piece that you need in the puzzle to have it all make sense and go forward. So whether that comes through new collaborators, new offers, new things, new missing pieces come together to form the picture, you're engineering it as you go. So there's a lot of good energy to May in following your heart, your divine vision, your divine intuition, aligning with the greater good for all, and knowing every problem has a solution. You're finding the way. This is like really interesting and amazing because it's like idealistic but yet practical at the same time. So you could actually be putting the pieces together in May to make that bigger picture or make that work however you're ideally led, whatever you divinely want to manifest. Oh my gosh, and look at this. Yep, connector, Venus. We are all one. Wow. If this focuses, heart-centered, intimate, creative, communicative, diplomatic, devoted, harmonious, inspiring, accommodating, receptive. This came up, receptive came up in our Goddess Guidance, the other video that I was told to pull. Compassionate, empathetic, we're all one. Through this whole thing, you're realizing we are all one. We're all in it together. So as you're an advocate, going for what you want with your ideals and finding these missing pieces or figuring out which way to go, you're realizing we all are one. And this kind of goes back to that thing, as you're divinely guided and receptive to inner guidance, divine guidance, following that, you're an advocate, you want to bring greater good to your life and the world, and you're finding your way in the missing pieces and what you need to do. It connects us all. Like when you divinely do for yourself, you're divinely doing for everybody else automatically anyway. So it's like stay passionate, stay divine, stay open and receptive. That's come up over and over again, to receive ways to figure out and engineer the way forward, what you need to do. And it's the connector. The connector actually between being this advocate for greater and finding those missing pieces or how to do it. The connector is that we are all one, which is really interesting because there could be new collaborations coming in, new ideas coming in, new solutions coming in. And the connector really is everyone in the world and also the universe, almost like universal love. That's the connector that wants this to happen anyway. So knowing that you're divinely connected anyway, the connector is between being this advocate, being idealistic, and the engineer figuring out how to manifest that in the physical. That's the connector. I mean, this is really deep and profound, and there's so many levels to this. But the thing is just keep going in May, following your divine guidance and knowing the greater good for you is the greater good for all, you'll be finding new solutions. Every problem has a solution, and the connector is the universe. The universe wants this to happen too. So remain open and receptive to any nudges you get, anything you're going for. Solutions could be coming up with other people, because the whole world is the connector. We're all one. So lay down your intentions, let them be aligned with the greater good, and amazing things could be happening in May without even you really thinking too hard about it, just being divinely guided, and remain open and receptive and follow that. And then all these solutions could be coming up as you step by step, because the pieces could just be coming in, because the connector is the universe. We're all one. So if it helps you, it helps everybody else. So everything starts connecting. You know, like if you're this piece and then you're trying to find solutions, people start coming in, solutions start coming in, because the connector is the universe itself. It's for the good of all. It's for the good of everyone. I connect to the greater good. I align with the greater good for all. It naturally, as the universe, it has to come together for the greater good for all. It's pretty amazing, and I don't even know if I'm saying everything correctly. It's very hard to put into words what I'm getting, but hopefully you get it, because just keep going and trusting, most of all, and follow your divine guidance and everything you're nudged to do. Stay in that current, because that's the connector that's connecting all of us, and good things. It's being engineered, almost like beyond what you're physically doing. It's being even engineered on a greater level, because the connector is the universe and we are all one. So amazing things can happen in May. Just trust it, go forward. I guess our piece in the main part is to remain this advocate. If the advice is I align with the greater good for all, stay humanitarian, resourceful, idealistic, resilient, outspoken, opinionated, rebellious, a champion, supportive, compassionate, and passionate. You know, stay compassionate and passionate for all you're doing in May. And I think that the connector of the universe is actually going to be helping you to engineer these solutions, meaning those solutions could be coming in divine guidance, divine intuition, divine people showing up when you need, divine offers, divine advice, divine, you know, the engineer, the connector is actually the universe. So people could be showing up that you need. Every problem has a solution. Remain curious now. Remain technical, hardworking. You know, don't just sit on the couch and wish for it. Stay focused, creative, be practical, adventurous, and open and receptive has really come up a lot. Was it this card? I do know being receptive is a very key message as well here. Receptive. This is going to be the connector. Remain receptive. We're all one. So it could really be divine intuition and divine signs. It could be divine things opening up. Remain receptive, because that's been coming up a lot. And anything within you that's being geared up to be more creative and heart-centered. Heart-centered is number one on this, because it is following your heart. It is remaining aligned to your core, and new things could be, your missing pieces could be coming together and re-engineered in May. And the connector is you to the universe, and the universe is connecting through you and with you, because we're all one. All right, so that is the message from this. And now I'm going to do the self-love reading in a third video, and that's the last video for May. Have a great month of May. Take care. Bye-bye.